Hello, my name is Ráed Al-Rawi. I am an artist and an art instructor at AI Artist Studio. Thank you for joining me for this session. I'm going to draw Mountain Fuji in Japan, and this beautiful architect, a Japanese building. So right now I am sketching it with just a regular pencil, and hopefully I can do it with watercolor shortly. Thank you for joining me. So to start with, I'm beginning to do the background using a large brush, orange, yellow, and mix it with magenta. That will help kind of do the scene of sort of a sunset or sunrise for the background. And then I'm going to move on to do the foreground. And of course, this is going to relate to the colors that in the background relate to the trees that has all these orange and purplish colors and magenta colors, orange and yellows, and all of these colors kind of good combination between the top of the paintings and the lower part of the paintings. A little bit of greens for the building, and also I'm going to use it for some of the trees in the left side of the paintings. So doing the details, I'll start out usually with the larger brush to cover most of the areas and give me some flat colors, and then I will grab a smaller brush to work on smaller details that I can use for the buildings. So the green that I use is basically mixed between a green and a little bit of red. Sometimes I add a little bit of brown to give that so-called olive green color, which is a more popular color. Sometimes they call it sap green. Very helpful in doing more likely natural looking for the trees and for a particular one for this building also. In doing detailings, I'm using also a smaller brush to do the branches. And I'm using so-called burnt umber or burnt sienna together, which is a darker brown, and sometimes I mix it with some blues and also with some greens to give it a little bit more depth. So a smaller brush will help, and sometimes even the larger brush, have a really good large brush that gives me some detailings on the tip of the brush. The bristles are really small. What I'm using also on the side is just a testing ground for me, which is a piece of paper, has a little bit of slickness in it to provide me with some float of color so I can test the colors, and also provide me with some good idea of to see how the colors looks, and also some can borrow instead of going back and forth to the palette itself. I mean, to the colors that I'm working with. And I'm almost through with it, so I'm doing a little bit more details for it. So I'm using a few little markers to add some ideas, some little bit of attention to some, let's say, branches and whatever. So these are Tampa markers. They're water-based. So I'm using just for a few touch-ups in here, and it helps a lot in doing this kind of work. So also I have this Molotow, it's acrylic base, to add some of this detailings in here. So I did a few of them in here, and it helps in the kind of shaping up some ideas, some detailing in here that really helps a lot with that. So again, once I do that, sometimes I just go over it with the marker, or as also with the brush. Say, for instance, I have a little bit more detailing to do in here. Say, add a little bit of shadow underneath here just to keep it intact with everything else in here. And that should be done with this session and this paintings. Just have a little more tweaking in here to do, and I should be done with it. Again, I'm using these markers, really helps a lot in doing a few little details in here. Let's say this is just a gray, just to add a few little bit more highlights and some sharp details in here, just to help it in showing a little bit better attention to this work. If you like these illustrations and these paintings that I do in watercolor and acrylics and other sessions, please subscribe to my channels. I do appreciate your attention and interest in my work in here. And again, I would appreciate your support. So I'm going to sign it. So my name is Ráed Al-Rawi. I'm an art instructor at AI Artist Studio. And again, thank you so much for watching.